When we suffer from the abandonment wound, relationships can easily become a place of suffering rather than a place of freedom, of depth, and of beauty. The constant fear of being abandoned, of being rejected, always accompanies us somewhere in our background, in every relationship, whether it is our intimate relationship, a friendship, or even a business relationship. This doesn't allow us to show up with an open heart, to love freely in our intimate life. And it takes away the great and deep joy of building or deepening a relationship. Our fear of abandonment can be triggered in the most seemingly minor of moments and quickly lead to a negative downward spiral where we are stuck in stories and deep fears and anxiety of being abandoned in any moment. You see, all life is about relationships. Relationships are meant to inspire us, to move us. They reveal to us our soul's beauty. And when that place, which is meant to bring so much joy to our lives, so much passion, so much beauty, so much aliveness, creates a sense of anxiety, a feeling of not being in control, a sense of helplessness and fear, then one of the greatest joys of life is being taken from us. As humans, we're hardwired to thrive in deep and meaningful relationships. I wholeheartedly believe that intimacy and relationships are meant to be enjoyed at the deepest level possible with every cell in our body. Yet when we suffer from the abandonment wound, our actions are often inspired by fear rather than by love. But this doesn't have to be the case, and you don't even need to get rid of your abandonment wound in its entirety. All you need is to get it to a level where it becomes manageable. And what this means is that you have a choice. You can choose to respond differently in the moment where it gets triggered, in the moment where you feel that intense emotional charge of anxiety, of a sense of being out of control, or perhaps even panic of being abandoned in any second, even if it was triggered by a very minor moment that had actually nothing to do with it. The thing is, you have often been told that you have a choice in every moment. And while there is a pure intention behind that saying, the truth is when you suffer from the abandonment wound, especially when it is very strong and deeply rooted within you, you often don't have a choice because the emotional charge is so intense that it hijacks your entire body and nervous system. You don't have the ability in that moment to say, well, I'm going to choose differently right now. The choice is being made for you with that intense anxiety and emotional charge. And I want to help you to be able to choose differently, even in those moments where it gets triggered in the most challenging moments of all. My name is Lorin Kren, and I help people day in and day out to experience deep intimacy, to experience the love, the intimacy, the connection, and the relationships that they desire to experience. I have not only helped countless of people all over the world to heal their abandonment wounds, it was actually a wound that was incredibly persistent in my life and that I suffered from for a long time. It was so persistent that it showed up in every area of my life, specifically in my intimate life. And I've tried everything, every modality, every practice, but yet when it became activated, there was a sense of total hopelessness, panic, and deep anxiety within me. It wasn't until I started to understand the core and root of how this wound operates. And also, most importantly, until I was able to release the intense emotional charge that came with it. That is why I've created the Healing the Abandonment Wound workshop. This is a virtual workshop that I will be hosting via Zoom in March. I will not just show you what lies at the core of this wound, how it shows up practically in your intimate life and every area of your life. We will also do a deep embodiment practice that is rooted in cutting-edge research, the latest research around trauma and specifically around the abandonment wound. We will work deep with your subconscious in this embodiment practice, the place of true transformation, the roots of your abandonment wound. Now, if you cannot join me on the exact date in March, then there is no problem whatsoever. My team will send out the recording of the workshop within 24 to 48 hours after it has taken place, and you will be able to stream it for 2 months. If this is speaking to you and you truly want to heal this wound in your life and create the relationships and intimacy that you desire, that you know you are meant to experience because you feel it in your heart, that deep desire for it, then I invite you to click on the button underneath this video to save your spot now for my upcoming workshop. I cannot wait to witness and hear all the incredibly powerful breakthroughs and transformations that are going to happen from this workshop.